Unfortunately, sometimes things can go wrong with your website. Because of this, it's a good idea to do backups on a regular basis. Very often your web host will have some sort of functionality where they'll let you do backups through a control panel or some sort of portal that they've developed. Sometimes this is free or included in the cost of your hosting. Sometimes they charge extra for it. Regardless, I think it's a good idea to be able to control these backups on your own. And thankfully, there is actually a free plugin that you can install in WordPress that lets you schedule backups or run backups on demand. So right now we're going to go ahead and install that. We're looking at our plugins page. We're going to search for backup WordPress. Oops, sorry, click add new first. Backup WordPress. And we're going to go ahead and install this backup WordPress here. It has over 200,000 active installs. I'm running this on several other websites and have been very happy with it. Go ahead and install. Activate it. And this is going to add a menu option under Tools. So if we look under Tools, there's now a menu option for backups. Configuration is fairly basic here. I'm going to clear a couple of these notices. Let's click on Settings. The settings is going to allow us to control the daily backups and the weekly backups. So for the daily backups, let's go ahead and have this do both the database and the files. Run once a day. 11 p.m. seems fine with me. And we're going to store 7 days worth of backups. And then if you want, you can have it send an email notification when the backup completes. If the backup is small enough, as you see here, it'd have to be really small, less than 10 megabytes, it'll actually attach a copy of the backup to you. So that is the daily backups. And let's look at weekly. I'm going to configure weekly backups. Clicking on settings, both database and files, once weekly. Sunday is fine, 3 a.m. Number of backups to store is good, so we'll have 3 weeks worth of backups. And then I'm going to go ahead and let it notify me when the backup's complete. Now that I think about it, I'm going to go back to complete daily. I'm going to change complete daily to just do the backup of the database, because we do publish new blog posts and changes to the websites on a regular basis. That information is actually contained inside of the database file. The files are actually only updated when we add or remove plugins, if we update the theme, if WordPress needs to do some sort of a security update or something like that. And in those cases, I can very easily run a backup manually. So we did that to database only. It's going to store less space. It's going to require less space on your server to store that. Go ahead and click Done to save that change. All right, so let's go ahead and do a complete weekly backup right now. All you need to do is click Run Now. It's telling us that it's starting the backup. It's going to back up the files. It's not a very large site, so I do not expect that to take very long. There you go. In fact, that already happened. So it backed up the database first and then the files. The database was so small that we didn't even notice it. And the files, it's 23 megabytes total. All I have to do is click download right there. It'll download to my local computer, and voila, then we have a backup copy of our website in case something were to go wrong. Hope this helps.